So one of the amazing things, if we look at the mission of Square, is to increase people's access to the economy. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. That's from my perspective. Sort of from the perspective of merchants, peer-to-peer payments, even cryptocurrency, digital cryptocurrency. What do you see as the major ways our society can increase participation in the economy? So if we look at today, in the next 10 years, next 20 years, you go into Africa, maybe in Africa and all kinds of other places outside of North America.
If there was one word that I think represents what we're trying to do at Square, it is that word access. One of the things we found is that we weren't expecting this at all. When we started, we thought we were just building a piece of hardware to enable people to plug it into their phone and swipe a credit card. And then as we talked with people who actually tried to accept credit cards in the past, we found a consistent theme, which many of them weren't even not enabled, but allowed to process credit cards. And we dug a little bit deeper, again, asking that question. And we found that a lot of them would go to banks or these merchant acquirers, and waiting for them was a credit check and looking at a FICO score. And many of the businesses that we talked to, and many small businesses, they don't have good credit or a credit history. They're entrepreneurs who are just getting started, taking a lot of personal risk, financial risk. And it just felt ridiculous to us that for the job of being able to accept money from people, you had to get your credit checked. And as we dug deeper, we realized that wasn't the intention of the financial industry, but it's the only tool they had available to them to understand authenticity, intent, predictor of future behavior. So that's the first thing we actually looked at. And that's where we built the hardware, but the software really came in terms of risk modeling. And that's when we started down the path that eventually leads to AI. We started with a very strong data science discipline because we knew that our business was not necessarily about making hardware. It was more about enabling more people to come into the system.
So the fundamental challenge there is, to enable more people to come into the system, you have to lower the barrier of checking that person will be a legitimate vendor. Is that the fundamental problem here?
Yeah, and a different mindset. I think a lot of the financial industry had a mindset of distrust and just constantly looking for opportunities to prove why people shouldn't get into the system. Whereas we took on a mindset of trust and then verify. Yes. So we moved, when we entered the space, only about 30 to 40% of the people who applied to accept credit cards would actually get through the system. We took that number to 99%. And that's because we reframed the problem. We built credible models. And we had this mindset of, we're going to watch not at the merchant level, but we're going to watch at the transaction level. So come in, perform some transactions. And as long as you're doing things that feel high integrity, credible, and don't look suspicious, we'll continue to serve you. If we see any interestingness in how you use our system, that will be bubbled up to people to review, to figure out if there's something nefarious going on, and that's when we might ask you to leave. So the change in the mindset led to the technology that we needed to enable more people to get through and to enable more people to access the system.
What role does machine learning play into that, in that context of, you said, first of all, it's a beautiful shift. Anytime you shift your viewpoint into seeing that people are fundamentally good, and then you just have to verify and catch the ones who are not, as opposed to assuming everybody's bad, this is a beautiful thing. So what role does throughout the history of the company has machine learning played in doing that verification?
It was immediate. I mean, we weren't calling it machine learning, but it was data science. And then as the industry evolved, machine learning became more of the nomenclature, and as that evolved, it became more sophisticated with deep learning. And as that continues to evolve, it'll be another thing. But they're all in the same vein. But we built that discipline up within the first year of the company, because we also had, we had to partner with a bank. We had to partner with Visa, MasterCard, and we had to show that by bringing more people into the system, that we could do so in a responsible way that would not compromise their systems and that they would trust us.
How do you convince that this upstart company with some cool machine learning tricks is able to deliver on the sort of a trustworthy set of merchants?
We staged it out in tiers. We had a bucket of 500 people using it, and then we showed results, and then 1,000, and then 10,000, then 50,000, and then the constraint was lifted. So again, it's kind of getting something tangible out there. I want to show what we can do rather than talk about it, and that put a lot of pressure on us to do the right things. And it also created a culture of accountability, of a little bit more transparency, and I think incentivized all of our early folks and the company in the right way.